Have you ever wondered if it's best to use points on a credit card or purchase points or just straight up use cash for a potential booking at a hotel property? Well, today I'm going to be going through my exact thought process and how I came to a conclusion that actually using two of those methods is the best possible end game for my situation. It really all comes down to the property, how much it costs, how much the price is to purchase points and enough points for that said property. There's plenty of factors that get into this, and today I'll be going through exactly my thought process and kind of nitpicking everything to show you guys exactly what I do as, a travel hacker and someone who obsesses over points and whatnot with credit cards and hotel loyalty programs. And so hopefully this can help you figure out the best possible redemption methods when it comes to booking hotels for yourself, or even just learning a bit more on how all of this works, as I know it can be pretty confusing with all the different possibilities and the different ways of earning points while making purchases. I mean, there's a whole lot to it. So we're gonna go through it today and I'll show you exactly what I did for a 5-star resort that I'm staying at in Bali with my wife. All right, so let's give a little background on my situation. So my budget, where I'm wanting to stay, that sort of thing. First, we do have a couple $100s in the budget for our 3-night stay in Bali. It's technically 4 nights, but we already have a separate hotel booked for the first night we're there just for transportation reasons. And then we're going to end it at a nice property for the remaining 3 nights. These 3 nights are actually the end of our 2-week long trip in Asia. And so we're going to be doing a lot in Asia, and it's going to be quite exhausting. And so I always like to end the trip with a relaxing resort style vacation. But as a credit card YouTuber, I also have some points at my disposal thanks to signing up for multiple Chase Ink cards. And so not only do we have a few $100s in the budget, we also have, I wanted to do around 40,000 points for the total stay. And so we have some points and some money to work with here. Now, I've been researching Bali and a lot of the properties here for a very long time. We've had this booked since, I believe, November. So at this point, we're looking at 4 months at least of me just researching constantly because I enjoy that for some reason. And originally, I was going to stay at a property that's around like $300 so I could pay for 1 or 2 of the nights and then use points for the remaining nights. But after doing a lot of research on Bali, one of the top properties on many people's recommendation list, honestly, it's like top 3 for most of the sites I went to, was actually the Hyatt property, Alila Villas Uluwatu. This property was ranked very high for everyone, and so I kind of want to splurge on it a little bit. One of the reasons being for our honeymoon about a year ago, we actually had similar plans where at the end of our vacation, we were in Santorini, Greece, and it was supposed to be a very nice, relaxing stay. We had a pool that was connected to the room that was private just for us, overlooking the ocean. It was going to be really cool. And it turns out some issues happened. Long story short, we could not stay there. And instead, we were booked. Luckily, we didn't have to pay for it at another property. And it was a very nice property, but no private pool. And the pool they did have was a public cold pool. And I'm not trying to cold plunge in Greece. So I kind of want to make up for that, not only for my wife, but also myself. I mean, I really want to try and have a room at a resort that has a private pool just for you. I mean, that sounds awesome. So anyways, I started looking into Alila Villas Uluwatu because I wanted to see if there's anything I could do to potentially stay here. And well, as you can see on screen, the price is $684 per night. What about points? Well, as you can also see, 30,000 points per night. So based off that original budget I just said, this is out of budget. But let's not give up. Let's see if there's anything else we can possibly do. And also, a side note on the price, it says $684, but when I went through the booking for 3 nights to see what the actual cost was and just make sure it was $684 a night, there were actually plenty of taxes and fees associated, and it actually brought that price closer to like $820 a night, I believe. So this was a bit misleading and makes that point valuation even better. So now we know we can't do cash. That's too much money. We can't just do straight points that I have saved up because I could use 90,000 of my own points, but I'm trying to save those for a future redemption that we have coming up. And so I've spent a lot of time earning those points, and I don't want to waste all of them. Of course, people do say earn and burn, and I totally agree with that, which is why I'm okay with spending about 40-ish thousand, but I don't want to spend 90,000 as that's more than double. So let's look into that last possibility, which was purchasing points. So if we go to the storefront site for Hyatt where you can purchase points, you can actually see that there's a 20% discount going on at the time of me booking this, which makes purchasing points even more valuable right now. So as you can see on screen, to purchase 30,000 points, which would cover 1 night at that resort, is $576. Paying cash was, like I said, after the taxes and fees, closer to $820. So right off the bat, you're saving like $250. But let's not stop there, because when you're purchasing points, you also do need to factor in the opportunity cost of you paying for that hotel in a cash price using that hotel's credit card. In my case, this is a Hyatt property. I do have the personal World of Hyatt credit card, and so I would be earning 9 times points on a Hyatt stay if I paid cash for that booking. So with that in mind, if I paid cash for just one night at $820, I would be earning about 7,500 points. Now, technically that includes the taxes and fees, which I actually don't believe is the case when it comes to earning points, but aside from the fact, we'll just throw it in there for conservative reasons. So after earning 7,500 points for that booking, if I value Hyatt points at 2 cents per point, which typically I do, then those 7,500 points are worth about $150. So even factoring in that opportunity cost, I'm still technically saving $100 on this booking. And what's nice about this is I'm actually saving that money up front. Instead of earning those points from the booking and then having to try and redeem those points for a minimum of 2 cents per point on a potential vacation that who knows will happen, which is exactly why I prefer this method of just saving the money up front, because I know I'm going to be saving at least the $250, or technically over $100 after factoring in the opportunity cost. But again, we're not done there, because you also have to factor in the cost of purchasing points with a credit card. So using Hyatt points as the example, we can use a Chase credit card, which transfers to Hyatt at a 1-to-1 ratio. And so because this actually categorizes as a non-category spend, you do want to use a catch-all card. So you could use a Chase Freedom card, which earns 1.5x points on all purchases. So in this case, with this purchase, you'd be getting about like 800 points, I believe. So you can subtract the 800 points from the 7,500 points you'd be getting from the other opportunity costs that we just discussed. So although you would have gotten 7,500 points by paying cash with a Hyatt credit card, you're also getting about 800 points, I believe a little more actually, by paying with a Chase Freedom Unlimited card. So subtracting the 800 points in value, you're saving more towards $130, because you would have gotten the $20 either way. And hold on, we're still not done, because there's one more thing you can do to earn some more points. You can use third-party cashback programs such as Rakuten, for example, which is what I like to use because it's very straightforward, and because I can turn that cash back into MR points, which is American Express's point system. So if you hop on Rakuten and you search Hyatt in the search bar, you can see that World of Hyatt actually does not come up, and so you would not be earning points just by a regular hotel booking. However, the third-party points.com program where you purchase points from for Hyatt points, that does come up, and it comes in at 1.25% back. And like I said, the 1.25% cash back can be turned in to MR points, so I'm technically earning another 1.25x back on this purchase. And so that's another way to bring even more value when you're purchasing points rather than booking directly from the hotel for a cash price. So as you can see, there's plenty of things that go through my mind, and there's so many different opportunities to earn points in different ways, and I probably didn't even cover all of them. But I'm content with all of this. I think I'll be earning plenty back on this purchase. And either way, as a recap, I'm saving $250 just by purchasing points alone. I'm also going to be earning 1.5x Chase points back on the purchase. I'm also going to be earning 1.25x MR points back on this purchase as well by using Rakuten. And I'm doing this by only barely going out of my original budget of a few $100s. I'm going just above that. And then 40,000 points, I'm also just going above that. However, I'm now staying at a 5-star resort in Bali that I'm super excited about. I know my wife is going to absolutely love. And so this is one of those memories that we'll have forever. And it kind of makes up for the bad memory that we have in Santorini, as long as everything goes well in Bali. And so I'm okay with spending a little bit more out of my budget, thanks to a majority of the trip before Bali pretty much being covered, all flights and most of the hotels. So I'm okay with spending a little bit more to have a really nice experience in Bali. So if you're looking into a Hyatt property or a stay sometime in the near future, and you think you might be booking it soon, I highly recommend checking out the point cost of that and potentially buying points before this 20% discount expires on April 9th. And also, if you're interested in Rakuten, I will have a link down below, a referral link of mine, where if you actually sign up and then spend $30 on any of the participating stores with Rakuten, you'll actually receive $30 back, while of course earning a ton of either points or cash back on the purchases you make, thanks to the cashback system that Rakuten has. And if you're curious on how I earn these Chase points to begin with, then check out this video I made on applying for a Chase Inc. business card. Pretty much these ink cards I've just been churning and earning a ton of points. And you can actually sign up even if you don't necessarily have a business. You don't need a small business, an actual LLC. You can apply as a sole proprietorship. So be sure to check that out and see if you can qualify and earn a ton of chase points. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments if you enjoy the style of video, and also if you have any sort of redemptions like this yourself, or maybe you bought points, or if there's any other methods I missed besides Rakuten, for example, on earning more points for each purchase you make. Otherwise, check out this video on the screen that YouTube thinks you'll really enjoy, as I'm sure you will. And also subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one.